another broadcast of the Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
Would you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome to the April 8th meeting of the Lorain County Board of Commissioners. Madam Clerk? Oh, well, at 9:30.
At 9:30,
Very
you
good.
have a proclamation for
I have a proclamation
Fair
here
Housing Month.
Proclaiming April as Fair Housing Month. And I would like to present this to Kelly Glenn from the Lorain County Community Development Department. And perhaps you'd like to say a few words about fair housing?
Good morning. April is nationally recognized as Fair Housing Month in the state and nationally. And also this month, April the 29th, we're going to have the Northeast Ohio Fair Housing Conference in Lorain County for the first time. For the first time.
Congratulations.
Thank
At 10:15, there will be a public hearing on the addendum for FY02 CDBG, and at 10:30, the continued public hearing on the proposed annexation. Under resolutions, 1, Job and Family Services bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
No investments. Appropriations.
So moved.
Second, with exceptions of number 2, 4, and 5.
Would you like to just briefly say what they are? So I know what you're talking about.
Extra rent. $9 grand extra for the clerk of courts. The $500,000 for indigent attorney fees, and $500,000 for healthcare. Those are the three.
How do you suggest we proceed if we're not going to have those appropriations?
I'll talk to Mr. Cortez later, since he hasn't even reviewed any of these either, so I thought I'd talk to him after the meeting. Maybe talk about it next week.
Well, perhaps
Or
you
hold
could
it.
discuss it in between our 10:15 and 10:30 if you have the time.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll second the motion.
Transfers.
We
need
didn't
to-
second the
sorry.
motion. You made the motion, I
Blair.
I
seconded.
did? Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought
all
I
right.
did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a half an hour
Well,
ago.
you're just really
I'm
confusing.
sorry. We're trying to do that today, too.
I noticed. Transfers.
No, we need to
We
vote on
didn't
the
vote on it.
appropriations.
No, we did.
No, we did
Oh,
not.
okay. Mrs. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Moore.
Aye, with the noted
exception.
exceptions. Thank you.
Transfers.
So moved, I think.
The second.
Any discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Advances or repayments? Yes, sir.
So moved.
Discussion? Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Requisitions?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Travel expenses?
So moved.
Second, with exceptions to 239, 240, and 264.
Any further discussion?
Well, what are they for the,
264, we voted together no on that, and it popped up again, so, last week. It's the first time I've had the press say I wasn't loud enough. Okay. I'll repeat myself. 264 is we voted no on last week, Commissioner, regarding continuing education. And number 239 and 240 is just travel expenses for historic preservation. I just didn't think it'd be appropriate.
thank you.
Mrs. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Bills?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within the jurisdiction of Lorain County Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under the Commissioners, authorize a salary increase for Martin H. Ebel, bailiff for Larry Municipal Court, effective retroactive to March 7, 2004, at a biweekly rate of $671.06 to $684.78, which reflects the county's 2/5 share.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Amend Resolution 02-77 adopted January 24, 2002, to include the moving prime contractor at 60% under minimum percentage participation on select prime bidder packages.
Also move.
I'd like to hold this till next week.
Do you have comments, Mr. Cortez?
It's not normally my habit to ask the board not to wait, but we need the moving services. It's on. You can see that it's a retro resolution. You'll have an opportunity to look at the packages when they come in. This isn't approving of the actual move, it's only approving of going out to seek the cost data for that.
And it's it follows, item number 12 follows 11, I believe.
Yes. All we did was try to modify the local content so that more people locally had to be partnered with or were eligible for gaining the work locally. And I don't mean to be contrary to Mr. Moore's position, but we're running on a very short timetable here, but we have to wait, we have to wait. Thank you.
Would you reconsider in view of the...
Sure. I'll second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Any further discussion? Mrs. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to advertise for bids for the moving services to move various county departments into the new Lorain County Justice Center. This notice was published in the Chronicle Telegram on April 2nd and on 9th. Pre-bid will be on April 13th at 9 a.m. Public hearing room, and bids will be open on April 16th at 2 p.m. in the Commissioners' Public Hearing Room.
Just a point of clarification, I believe that in the packet you updated these dates because these are retro dates, and that's not accurate. And I think that if you would you look in file number 12? I think there's been some changes made, so it would be appropriate timing.
It was going to be changed, but it was not. It still went through.
It went through?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm confused.
On the advertisement dates, it was instructed by you to go ahead and just go ahead with the advertisement dates as stood rather than changing them. And that's what was done.
Okay, so then we're going to have the pre-bid meeting. We're going to have the pre-bid meeting on April 13th.
Because if they didn't do it because the board was canceled last week, they couldn't get the moving dates in time as they were on schedule.
That's accurate.
Okay, I'm sorry then. I thought that the changes appeared in there. I did have a question about that. Also move for adoption.
I'd like to hold this till next Thursday. I'm meeting with the judges today. They have several issues concerning the move.
You're not going to reconsider on this one?
I did the last one. Dies for lack of a second. Thank you.
Mr. Cortez?
Once again, absent having a board meeting last week, and with the compression of getting things together to move into the Justice Center, we went out last week and we placed this for advertisement, Chronicle Telegraph, because we needed to move forward. So I just want to let you know this is a retro resolution. With regard to this issue, you can see that the dates are April 2nd, April 9th. Obviously, today is April 8th. So I understand the pleasure of the board, but do you want us to pull the advertisement from the April 9th? Yeah, I can't do anything about the April 2nd one, but I can certainly do something about the April 9th one.
Mr. Moore?
I made the decision to run the run ad, you can make the decision not to run the next one, so. I'm not supporting this ad till next Thursday, or just this until next Thursday, so.
Okay, when you pull the ad for the 9th, which is tomorrow, and then you can cancel the pre-bid meeting until such time as Commissioner Moore sees fit to move forward with this. Item 13.
Amend the existing operating contract OH-90-4296 between Lorain County, LCT, and First Transit, Inc., Alexandria, Virginia, for transportation services for the year 2003 to 2004, to be extended for an additional 12 months beginning retroactive to April 1st, 2004, expiring March 31st, 2005. Current hourly rate of $37.12 will remain in effect during the extension period.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Approve various change orders for Lorain County Justice Center to be paid from Justice Center Q Construction Account 4004-0201-491501. One, change order 1 to T.H. Martin Duck Company, Cleveland, in the amount of $168,350 for HVAC mechanical engineer design change. 2, change order 2 to South Shore Electric, Lorain, in the amount of $2,253.64 for HVAC mechanical engineer design change. And change 4 to Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, $13,180 for HVAC mechanical engineer design change.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under the Community Development Department, instruct the clerk to advertise for requests for qualifications and proposals for Lorain County's Fair Housing Services Program for CDBG FY 2004. This notice is published in the Chronicle Telegram and Morning Journal on April 9th and 16th, 2004, and deadline for RFPs are 4 p.m. on Friday, May 7th, 2004.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Recognize the amendments to Enterprise Zone Tax Abatement pursuant to Agreements 172-95-02 and 172-99-02 between the Village of Wellington and Sectional Stamping, Inc., Wellington, Ohio. This amendment is to reflect the best efforts of Sectional Stamping, Inc. to retain 155 full-time equivalent positions and remove any commitment of job creation based on the current state of the economy and the automotive industry.
And I see Bob Dupuy is here from the Village of Wellington. Bob, would you like to address the board?
Yes. Thank you, Betty. I'm Robert Dupuy, D-U-P-E-E, Administrator for the Village of Wellington. I'm here to represent the community and the stamping company. And in these difficult economic times, as you know, it's incumbent on those of us who can to do whatever we can to help our commerce thrive. And this amendment to our enterprise zone agreement would provide that extra impetus for this company to be successful in its endeavors to provide parts to the auto industry and keep people employed. And so I'd like to very much like to have the commissioner's support in this.
Thank you.
And I have representatives from the company here if you have any questions for them.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Also move for approval.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Terminate the enterprise zone agreement between Lorain County Board of Commissioners, City of North Ridgeville, and Reliance Comtech Corp. Acknowledge the City of North Ridgeville taking action to recover previously abated taxes due to the company's breach of agreement. Reliance Comtech Corp. ceased operations, vacated the property, and relocated their enterprise to another city prior to the expiration of the 10-year agreement.
Also move.
I'll second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to advertise for various bids for 2003 fiscal CDBG projects to be advertised in the Chronicle Telegram on April 16th and 23rd, and bids to be open on April 30th, 2004 in the Commissioners' Public Hearing Room as follows. 1, roadway improvement project on Clinton Avenue, West River Road in Sheffield Township. Estimate cost of the project is $40,000 with bids to be open at 2 p.m. Roadway improvement project on Hawthorne Avenue and Idlewood Avenue, Sheffield Lake, Ohio. Estimate cost of project is $27,400 with bids to be open at 2:30. And the handicap curb ramp construction project in Avon Lake. Estimate cost is $22,000 and bids to be open at 3 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Award contract to Kilby Enterprises, Inc., North Ridgeville, Ohio, for various emergency home repair assistance to be paid from CHIP FY 2003 activity account 22403-2601-450201. 5 proposals were received, this being the most responsive. To Howard and Juanita Weaver Duff at 42070 Griswold Road, Elyria, in the amount of $2,465 for a roof repair. And Deborah Thompson at 1487 Quarry Road, New Russia, in the amount of $2,485 for electrical rewiring.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Award contract to Burge Building Company, Lorain, in the amount not to exceed $19,208 to provide rehab assistance to Samantha Starr Demback at 321 East Herrick Street, Wellington Village, to be paid from a CHIP account 22404-2601-491005. Resolution 04-75 approved the down payment assistance in the amount of $2,700. Therefore, an additional lien will be added to the property in the amount of $19,208 for a total of 2 liens in the amount of $21,908.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Under the Emergency Management, instruct the clerk to advertise for bids to purchase portable two-way radios for Lorain County Emergency Management Agency. This notice will be published in the Morning Journal on April 9th and 16th, and bids to be open on Monday, April 23rd at 2 p.m. in the Commissioners' back conference room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Under Job and Family Services, amend various resolutions for Lorain County Department of Job and Family Services. 1, Resolution Number 03-469, adopted June 19th, it should be 2003. Net 4, approving and entering into a purchase of service contract with Lorain County Workforce Development Agency for purchase of administrative services. Said amendment will increase the contract hourly rate of $19.15 per hour to $20.43, an increase of $1.28. Resolution number 03-500, adopted June 26, 2003, approving and entering into a purchase of service contract with Lorain County Children and Families Council for the purchase of administrative services. This amendment will increase the contract hourly rate of $19.15 to $20.43, an increase of $1.28 per hour, and all provisions within the contract will remain in effect.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Approve and enter into purchase a service agreement between the Lorain County Department of Job and Family Services and Elyria City Health Department for a client advocacy outreach worker, effective April 1st, 2004 through June 30th, 2004, in the amount not to exceed $10,400. Authorize the Director of the Department of Job and Families to execute on behalf of the Board as needed with the prosecutor's approval as to form.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Approve and enter into contract between Lorain County Department of Job and Family Services and Little Busy Bees Child Care Center, Bay Village, Ohio, for child daycare services. This contract is effective April 1st through December 31st, and maximum amount reimbursed is based upon state reimbursement ceilings, which are set for the age of the child and amount of time the child attends this center. Authorize the Director of Job and Families to execute on behalf of the Board with prosecutor's approval as to form.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Enter into agreement with J.C. Penney's Incentive Sales, Rosemont, Illinois, for the purchase of work clothing for OWF adults using TANF funds. 2 proposals were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and the agreement is not in the amount not to exceed $225,000.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Under Solid Waste, designate Saturday, May 15, 2004 as Lorain County Tire Collection Day in Lorain County at various locations, and approve the advertising budget in the total amount of $6,677.81 to be paid from account 20201-5302-490301.
Also moved.
I'll second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Under the Workforce Development Agency, amend various resolutions between Lorain County Workforce Development Agency and Lorain County Board of Commissioners. 1, Resolution Number 03-573D, adopted July 31st, 2003, approving and entering into contract with funding source available through Workforce Investment Act. This amendment is through the Workforce Institute of Lorain County to continue to operate the Employment Network, Lorain County One Stop Career Center, and to increase the amount to $2,825,040, an increase of $1,223,756, which is due to funds carried over from previous fiscal years just made viable from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. And Resolution Resolution 03-506 adopted June 26, approving and entering into contract for providing services to all youth programming activities in the amount not to exceed $42,303.80. This amendment will increase the contract by $9,331.20 for a total of $51,635 through WIA.
Mr. Cortez, did you wish to comment?
I just think that the word viable is supposed to be available,
Could be.
so
Sounds better.
it appears to be a little bit of a typo there, so that's my only comment.
That's your only comment? Okay. I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Under the engineer, award various bids for various highway materials for the county engineers department based upon the bids opened on March 22nd, 2004, and will be paid from account 22001-1102-430102 materials as follows. The limestone aggregate from CNS Limestone Inc., Columbia Station, in the amount of $68,050. Engineer's estimate was $70,000. Asphalt plant mixes to CNS Limestone Inc., Columbia Station, in the amount of $196,087.50. The engineer's estimate was $195,000. And slot grits for ice control to Crossroads Asphalt, Columbia, in the amount of $65,000, and the engineer's estimate was $81,500.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Award various bids for highway projects for Lorain County Engineers Department based upon bids open on March 22nd to be paid from account 22001-1102-450301 out of the MVGT Engineering Project. 2004 Contract Chip and Seal Program to Lytel Construction Company, Worcester, in the amount of $344,846.70. The engineer's estimate was $393,775, and Lytel will begin work on or before July 15th and complete by September 1st. Indian Hollow Road Resurfacing Project to Kikosing Construction Company, Frederickstown, Ohio, with the alternate bid of $212,851.20. The engineer recommends the alternate, which would give heavier-duty asphalt for this project. Kikosing will begin work on or before August 1st and complete by September 30th. Notice to proceed letters will be issued, and the county administrators to notify the county auditor to release retainage at the completion of said project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to schedule special meetings to hold various public hearings for various subdivisions in Lorain County to approve detention basins and outlet maintenance costs to be placed on permanent county maintenance. Ward Ditch, Camden Township, 3,044 feet long. Total cost is $19,028.20, with the maintenance collection of $826.91 per hour, with 28 parcels being assessed. This meeting and public hearing will be held on May 20th at 9:15 a.m., published in the Chronicle Telegram on May 6th and 13th, and residents will be notified by mail on April 29th. Number 2, Buck Creek Lateral, Rochester, 2,900 feet long. Total cost is $26,280.72, with a maintenance collection of $248.79 per year, with 9 parcels being assessed. This meeting and public hearing will be held on May 27th at 9:15, published in the Chronicle Telegram on May 13th and 27th, and residents will be notified by mail on May 6th. Dolly Ditch in Eden Township, 2,600 feet long. This was constructed with minimal excavation and consisted most of clearing and removing obstructions. $9,648 total cost at $238.02 per year is the maintenance collection on 7 parcels that will be assessed. This meeting and public hearing will be held on June 24th at 9:15, published in the Morning Journal on June 10th and 17th, and residents will be notified by mail on June 10th.
And I believe that...
It should be year and number 1 rather than
year.
hour.
Very good. Also move for
Second.
approval.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Cortez, County Administrator?
I have no reports or comments this morning, thank you.
Mr. Ennis, Assistant County Prosecutor?
No report.
Commissioners report.
No report.
I have no report.
Old business?
None.
None?
New business?
None.
None.
Board correspondence?
I move the reading be waived.
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Public comment?
Anyone wishing to address the board, please come forward and state your name and address.
My name is Robert Kish. I reside in Elyria. It may be a offensive to some, but I'm going to say it anyhow. Happy Easter. The civic activist team, you're invited to join it as long as you pay taxes. The mighty oak begins with a small seed called an acorn, but first it must be planted. In the time I owned my farm on Hughes Road, I planted millions of seeds, not all of which germinated. As you are all aware, there's a season of planting. There's a time of nurturing and a time of harvesting. Planting of ideas is now upon us, if not of seed. At one time, a mighty oak stood on the southwest corner of the present-day courthouse. Like all living things, it too has outlived its lifespan, as we all will. Many meetings were held under its outspread branches, and could be held in the future by future generations if this generation would replace it once the move to the new Justice Center is made, on the southwest corner, once the parking spaces are removed. And they will be, because I don't believe the judges will be parking where they're parking today. Replacing this area with a lawn or whatever is evidently planned for the new, whatever is planned for it, with a landscaping that is planned. Speaking of the Justice Center, have you considered the view of the east through the glass windows? A dark and dreary drab courthouse view. We cast a new bell. Fine. Buy, cent, and all. We can continue this trend, can we not, find unused or historical funds to at least sandblast the west face of the old courthouse, as the old post office was privately sandblasted when the move is made. Not while people are still working or it's still being used, but after they have left the building, Elvis and all. Then possibly we can sandblast at least the west face and possibly the other three sides. Some funds, possibly some fund that hasn't been tapped. State of Ohio, historical funds, whatever is there. That would really dress up that square. At least one block of Elyria would look presentable, with the two churches and two clean public buildings located on one square. You pretty well have already, how would I say, established a square. If you drive through there now, there's one truck on the south side of the street, on the west side of the street, with the fencing and what have you, so there's no parking on the west side of that street. You take the vehicles and you drive by on after hours, and there are no cars parked there. So if you vacate that street, you will have in effect a square much as they have in Europe or in Spanish cities or Mexico, and you'll have one quiet area in the city. And it will be nice, quiet and peaceful, two churches, weddings, what have you, they could all take place in that square. You could pave it from some of the bricks from Fairport Harbor, which I read about in the Plain Dealer. And that's about all I have to say. You could have something very nice right in the middle of Elyria, if not in the Broad Street area. And Elyria had planned this years ago, a public street, so to speak. That could be a public square, and it would look good. Thank you.
Bob? I have cost proposals to clean the sand block at the courthouse, and we've already looked into that. And as we do our maintenance and we're working on various issues, we'll be addressing that with the board. So we periodically have to clean that sandstone to keep it in good condition and seal it, so forth. So we have did that, and we do have proposals for that. We're just, struggling under some cost constraint issues, but we have been looking into it. So just to give you a heads up on that.
Well, thank you.
David?
Morning, Commissioners. David Ashenhurst, giving advice, Oberlin. I attended what the Lorain County Community Alliance refers to as Lorain County Transportation Day, and what ODOT District 3 refers to as Lorain County Government Day last Friday at the community college. And I've missed one of those since we started having them, but I was there, was very glad to be there. I want to report now that the city of Oberlin had removed its conflict from its schedule and did intend to be represented there. And both the proposed attendee and the alternate both ended up with emergency. I presented the materials that we received at that meeting to the city council and city manager this past Monday night in Oberlin, and I told them and the public about the recognition that was given there by the guys in the ties, as they referred to them, to those people who had responded with at least 250 hours of overtime and more than 90% of the time during snow plowing and emergencies. I also told them about the recognition given to weather spotters and to Adopt a Highway people, each of whom had also been represented by Oberlin people, so I had certificates for our city council to pass out at a later date. I was also very impressed that, there were about 80 people in attendance, and virtually every jurisdiction in the county, our state, one of our state senators, representatives of our congressional office, and we heard from the district director for ODOT District 3 that of all the government days that they had done, he had the largest attendance and the greatest sort of enthusiasm in Lorain County. And I was just wanting to say again, thank you for supporting Lorain County Community Alliance and for meetings like that. I think everybody there got a great deal of very good information, both in terms of what was available and what's going on with the Turnpike interchange, with plans that the state has as well as the county engineer has for redoing things and fixing things up over the next 4 years. I didn't understand entirely the way the county engineer's funding proposal worked on the roads, but I'm sure all the local township trustees could understand what he was saying in terms of where you get the money for local matches on resurfacing projects and things. But I just wanted to say, we didn't have a camera there then, and so it wasn't really announced to everybody, because also we didn't have a commissioners meeting last week. But again, I just thought, I've been to all of them but one, and it was an excellent meeting, and thank you for continuing to support that kind of activity in Lorain County.
And thank you for your comments, David. I appreciate them very much. As should Commissioner Moore, since we are supporting the Lorain County Community Alliance financially. If you come to the microphone.
She's going to be drowning now.
I'm Joyce Parks. I'm assistant to Commissioner Blair. And regarding the attendance at the Alliance, I'm sure David wasn't aware, but the final head count was 135. And this thing has been growing by 20 to 25% every year, so it was a great turnout.
Thank you, Joyce. It was a wonderful networking opportunity for the various political subdivisions. And years ago, if you wanted any information, I think you went to ODOT in Ashland, but I think it's very, very nice that Tom O'Leary, the director ODOT 3, comes to us and brings his personnel. So it was a great learning experience for all of us that were there. Thank you. I think we have about 5 minutes before the appointed public hearing, so we'll just take a 5-minute recess. There's a public hearing, an amendment to the Community Development Block Grant. And Kelly Glenn, would you please address this?
Okay. Good morning again. My name is Kelly Glenn. I'm an Assistant Director for Lorain County Community Development, and I'm here to do the second amendment hearing for CDBG FY02, the grant agreement. We're here today to conduct the amendment hearing for Lorain County's FY 2002 CDBG grant, which is approved by the Ohio Department of Development September of 2002. And also we are here to take comments or questions regarding this amendment. The purpose of the hearing is to provide information on the State of Ohio's FY 2002 CDBG grant program and the amendments we are requesting for the grant. In addition, the county held the first public hearing for this grant in February of 2002. We explained at that time the CDBG guidelines to persons, organizations, and officials throughout the county to establish what needs exist in our community that can be resolved through the use of CDBG funds. In June of 2002, we held the second public hearing to present the actual specific projects for the CDBG formula application. The amendments for the grant are as follows. Clearance activity, which was in Brighton Township, the original grant amount was $56,000. The amendment amount is adding additional $6,000. The new balance would be $62,000. Home and building repair, the grant amount was $66,000. The amendment amount to add an additional $2,800. The new balance would be $68,800. The general admin activity, the grant amount was $66,100. Add an additional $3,573. The new balance would be $69,673. Curbs and sidewalks for the city of Avon Lake, grant amount was $22,000, reducing the amount by $1,373. The new balance would be $20,627. Water and sewer facilities, which was in the cities of Amherst and Amherst Township, grant amount was $40,000, reducing the amount by $11,000. New balance would be $29,000. The clearance activity specifically was the demolition of the old Brighton Township School. When the project originally began, we discovered there was an underground storage tank that had to be removed, and due to that removal, that increased the cost of the overall project. This amendment would cover those additional costs that were associated with that particular activity. The home and building repair activity, as the commissioners probably realize, there's a lot of requests for emergency home repairs, usually every week, and due to that, we need to increase the amount of money that we have for this activity. The purpose of the home and building repair activity is to assist owner-occupied residents with emergency home repairs related to their homes, specifically leaky roofs, septic replacements, sewer tie-ins, foundation repairs, furnace replacements, ADA accessibility, weatherization, etc. We have provided assistance through this particular grant to 16 households, which is 39 occupants. The total dollar amount that we have spent on this activity to date is $66,038.53. In previous fiscal years for this particular activity, we have already spent approximately $1.3 million. For the curb and sidewalks activity, which is in the city of Avon Lake, they completed their project. Project costs were less than what they anticipated. So we want to take the remaining balance that they had left over and put in the general admin activity. The water and sewer facility, the purpose of this activity is to help the residents in the city of Amherst and Amherst Township connect to the sewer line that became available. All of the funding allocated for this activity unfortunately will not be utilized. Therefore, the remaining balance can be used in other activities such as general admin or the Brighton Township project. It is recommended that the funding be transferred to other activities, otherwise the funding will need to be returned to the state of Ohio. To date, we have assisted 7 households, which is 12 occupants, and the dollar amount that we have spent for this activity is $17,551. We expect to help 2 additional families. I just would ask if there's any questions or comments on the hearing so far.
Does anyone in the audience have any questions or comments regarding the Community Development Block Grant monies? Seeing none.
Seeing none, I would ask the commissioners to authorize the amendment of CDBG FY02 in order to forward this request to the state of Ohio.
And I will so move.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Our next item of business is a 10:30 public hearing continued on annexation. So we will wait till 10:30. It's now 10:30, and we have a continued public hearing on the proposed annexation of approximately 75.45 acres in Eaton Township to the city of Elyria. John Keys Walker is the agent representing Eaton Township, and I'd like to ask Mr. Innes to comment on this. I believe you have some information for us.
Just a correction there, Commissioner. John Keys Walker is representing the agent. Al Schrader is the attorney representing Eaton Township. From my conversations with Mr. Keys Walker over the last few days, it's my understanding that he wishes to make a request to continue this again. I understand the parties are negotiating and fairly close to resolving the issue. A fax came in from Al Schroeder on behalf of Eaton Township indicating that he also is willing to allow the matter to be continued. So if Mr. Keys Walker can confirm that request.
Mr. Keys Walker?
Thank you, and I can confirm that everything that Mr. Innes has said is absolutely correct, and we would request to move the hearing for a short time. We're very close to resolving all the matters involved in this by agreement.
Thank you. And then what will be the date, Teresa?
As indicated, May 6th is correct for all parties
It'll be fine.
at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Just
Even though,
just a few comments on that. First of all, I want to make it very clear that we are going past the statutory time that we are supposed to do these, and you understand that. That's good.
Yes, absolutely, and both myself and I understand Mr. Schrader are agreeable to passing that.
And the only other comment I made, that's the day our office is supposed to be moving to the Justice Center. So I told Mr. Keys Walker that if there's any big legal questions or legal research that needs that day, all my books and things are going to be packed in boxes and
Well, Jerry,
on their way across the
don't you
street.
carry that information right around with you?
It's in your head.
Most of it.
Most of it, yes, I think so. Okay.
Usually Mr. Keys Walker comes up with those hard questions.
Well, I will bring along my Chapter 709 of the revised code for Mr. Innes that day if he needs it, but hopefully we won't get into those kind of problems.
Okay, so then it's appropriate for us to make a motion to continue the hearing until May 6th at 10 a.m. Also move.
I'll second.
any further discussion?
Yes, was there anybody that came here and anticipating of talking regarding this issue? I thought since it was publicized. Okay, seeing none, then. That's fine.
Blair?
Chat.
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Okay, continue.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Adjourned.
Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
This year, Lorain County has the privilege of taking part in a celebration that was 200 years in the making. We're gathered here today for an important event, to break the mold of our commemorative Ohio Bicentennial Bell. This event holds a special meaning for me because breaking the mold in Lorain County can apply to more than just the Bicentennial Bell. Breaking the mold is what our citizens and public officials are doing when they gather together to celebrate Ohio's unique 200-year history.
I'd like to welcome you to Ohio's 200th birthday celebration, to Lorain County's 158th fair, and to the 181st year of Lorain County's founding.
On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, it's our pleasure and our honor to accept this on behalf of all the citizens and all the residents and everybody in Lorain County. This is your bell. We present it to you. Thank you.
One of the things that I was concerned about is whether or not in 2003 we'd be celebrating Ohio's past and thinking about the good old days, or whether we'd be talking about Ohio's future and the good new days. And I want you to know that